So September the 8th, 2014, this is CISG113, Section 1, Information Technology, Information Security and Privacy. So this is the beginning of the third week. So let's get started. Welcome back, good morning. This is day number 5, okay? This is day number 5. You look at the widescreen on our Moodle environment. Day number 5, Monday, September the 7th. And then we're going to have another day, day number 6 this week on September the 12th. And tomorrow it's going to be a holiday, so enjoy your evening tonight with the moon, hopefully. So if you look at this week's message, okay, I sent this out this morning. Well, if you look at the topics, we are in Common Module 2 today, and we're going to discuss Common Module 3 on Thursday. What a lot of material, but we can make it because we do not confine our discussions only in this room. We enable you to do some more reading beyond this classroom wall. So ethics is what we're going to talk about today, and social responsibility, but in the specific context of the information age. And then what we're going to do, if you look at day number 5, we have a number of very interesting items prepared for you, besides those regular material in our daily housekeeping. So if you look at the bunch of items here, we could use quite a number of very good examples in the context of ethics in science, ethics in technologies, and also computer ethics in the context of online privacy, and the ethics of the intellect privacy, and also very condensed an understanding of 10 commandments in computer ethics. And if you're doing business in the internet world, business ethics, and then we switch to the idea of social responsibility. We cover a little bit of this, but not in the context of corporate social responsibility, mostly on personal social responsibility. And then life in the information age, and then I will introduce you to this very interesting seminars and forum to explore ethics. It's about 2 hours long each. That's why you need to study it at your leisure time home. So allow me to go back to the teacher's message of this week. If you go to the teacher's message of this week, you understand that basically I'm summarizing what we discussed last Monday and Thursday in the context of program, intended learning outcomes of University of Macau's general educations. In terms of course, learning objectives for this particular course, CISG113, Information Security and Privacy 3, course learning objectives. And in terms of course, intended learning outcomes, which you need to do something through the free learning contracts and your individual learning portfolio to demonstrate some of these expected learning outcomes in the context of action verb, describe, outline and analyze and explain, apply, okay? Something like this. And then I would like you to give me your Potluck information so that you click on this link. Today we have a number of peers form, and you also have been given the peer discussion forum if you have already submitted your Potluck information. And the way we would like to encourage you to keep doing your learning in this course is to make sure you read carefully to understand something, and then you put some thinking. Think critically to analyze something. And besides thinking, you need to put a little bit more meat into your soup to reason analytically and apply, because this thinking does not make a lot of sense unless you know why you need this information and where you can use them. So apply, reason. And once you've already done that, okay, you know that you know something that is meaningful, so you want to share that with someone, particularly in class. You share meaningfully to convince people about your personal views. And finally, you can put it in writing to express your ideas after you've spent time reading, thinking, applying, and sharing with someone the knowledge you gain. So it's very interesting. This is a very simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-step process, but it takes you practice in order to learn something out of it. It does not require you to remember by rote learning something, okay? Memorize something is not encouraged here. And particularly, I want to remind you, on September the 20th, that means by the end of next week, wow, very soon, the end of your first learning contract, you need to submit something. And before you submit that particular something, check the assessment rubrics here to see what you produce is going to earn you what grade. And again, at the beginning of each week, I've given you before class, during class, after class, and end of week activity for this week. So read them a little bit more. So here we go. Let's go back to this particular context. Week number 3. So the reading for this week, you take a look at the questions for this week. Let's go to the reading for this week. So if you look at the reading for this week, we do have a number of questions. What is ethics in the information age? A number of information items for you to explore if you choose these questions. What is social responsibility in the information age? A number of information items for you to explore. These are food for thought for your journaling, okay, electronic notebook. You take notes based on selecting one question and selecting at least one information item underneath these particular questions. And then you start writing a journal. And of course, the way to write a journal, and of course, there's the third question, what is digital divide in the 21st century? Okay, digital divide is a very sensible topic today. And then, if you want to know what should I write in my journals, then you need to go to the online activities, where we have specified 4 essential activities, and we are putting a lot of emphasis in the first learning contract on the first 2. Okay, so you read the links there on journals. You should have some ideas on how your journal is going to be structured. Basically, you need to name your question and name the information item you select for your question. You need to find some references beside the information item provided. Or you can select 2 more, or you can find somewhere else. And then you need to start putting down your observations. And then once you got the data observed, put down in a piece of paper or in your electronic notebook, you start asking questions. And the way we encourage to do to ask questions is to try to analyze the information together. And of course, the first step is to ask, what can I use those information for? For what purposes? Very often, if you put yourself in the context of OIA, by during with any topic of interest that you select for that particular week, you should come up with some personal stories of learning based on the information together, the question you come up with, and the stories of applications you can manage to acquire. So that is the journal. Remember, the journal does not provide you a lot of stimulus in terms of points. The next thing is, if you want to earn some more, it's the discussion forum. Now, in discussing with your learning partner, you need to provide to your learning partner your set of OIA. Now, when you read this OIA here, the explicit instructions are telling you what you can use the observations you produce in the journal, in what way, and how you can produce more questions based on your observations, and where you can extract lessons learned from that. So you need to ask the learning partner, how could I make sense of your set of OIA? Now, I do not mean you need to write a knot. No one would like to read a knot. So your journal should best be produced in terms of structure format. Bullet points with clear and simple sentences, all right? Or even questions. Now, I promise you, starting from this week, I will jump into your journal and give you feedback on the format if you are following the OIA. Before, definitely, you submit something by the end of the first learning contract, which will be a little bit too late if you want to earn good points. So make sure you have something in your online journal, because this is week number 3, so that I can provide feedback first and you follow the format, basically something like this. But beside this, as I said, you do not need to write prose for your journal. Prose means coherent passages. In your journal, it must be in very structured, usable format. that you can extract the information easily based on the reading there. And your learning partner can also extract the information easily. So we consider it when you produce a journal for your own reading, for your partner's thinking and reading. So that is very important. Read this very carefully. And then, if you follow these instructions, you understand that basically doing journal is only part one, doing discussion is part two. You are just starting with a topic, gather some information on that, put some thinking into it, and start asking the question, what can I learn from this? And then once you got that set of OIA, you share that set of OIA from your journal to your peer discussion forum, which everyone is going to have one, and then your partner is going to respond to you. Now remember, you select one question to engage your partner to talk about it, but your partner is going to select a different question to engage you to talk about his or her question. So it's two-way, okay, it's two-way. He's helping you, and you're helping him or her. So it's very important that you have this kind of stimulus. So now, let me show you something very important. This is week number 3. You can see on week number 3's tools, besides your personal online learning journal, which will be given to you anew every week, beside the public online discussion forum, which will be available every week, you now have a peer online discussion forum for weeks number 3 and 4. And that is the peer online discussion forum for learning contract number 1, where you need to engage your learning partner to do discussions with you. And you do need to extract the discussion record from this particular forum and put it in the form of Microsoft Word document, just copy and paste, and submit that as one important artifact of your learning contract number 1. Now, do you need to submit all the details? No. You just need to submit the discussion detail for at least your question, okay? In this discussion forum, you should have at least 2 sets of discussion detail. One question for you, one question for your learning partner, okay? And there could be as many polls to and fro between you and your learning partner. Just select the relevant details for your question when you submit your something, okay? And then again, we have Dr. Van's Q&A hotline for this week, and then we have the student pairing informations I gathered from you from last week, okay? And then this is the teacher's message today. And if you look at the student pairing informations here, you should be able to read something like this, all right? So your name is on the left, and your pair name is on the right. So you just need to check which pair you belong, okay? And keep that in mind. You belong to this pair. And for this person, maybe she has not submitted partner's information in Dr. Van's Q&A hotline for week number 2. So I do not have this information. Now, in case you're that gentleman or lady, make sure at the end of the class, you got your learning partner and submitted. I can create one pair for you. Otherwise, you have no way to use the peer discussion forum. So do you understand that? It's easy for you to check which pair you belong, the name of your pair, all right? So you can see that on the left and on the right. On the left and on the right, you can check, all right? So this could help you remember your pair identity. And then that's it for this much. Okay, now we talked about inquiry-based learning last week. I'm going to walk you through one more examples of inquiry-based learning, okay? And then help you to remind what exactly is meant by that from, let's say, Appalachian State University. So you can tell a little bit about this.
Inquiry-based learning. Inquiry-based learning.
Is that I don't know that.
One step at a time, living for life. Inquiry means to ask within. So what you're trying to do as a teacher is you've got to ask them to look inside themselves for the question, the desire to know something. You start with the desire to know.
Inquiry-based learning is about training students to act just like scholars. We, scholars, frame questions and we answer them. That's just what we're training students to do when they're in an inquiry-based learning environment. In an inquiry-based learning environment, they're acting just like scholars.
It wasn't simply a lecture. They were having to be active in coming up with their own ideas and interpretations. Even if they were wrong, you know, they had to be active in thinking about it rather than just be passive receptors of information.
There's a common misperception about inquiry-based learning, and that somehow inquiry-based learning doesn't involve lecturing. It does. In an inquiry-based learning environment, professors provide content. What's different is that students do something with the content that is very immediate to them. They'll go and apply those concepts and that content to questions that they've designed.
And that's the goal, to liberate the student into being the primary question asker and learner. The idea is to turn students into question askers again.
A lot of times we undermine what children know or what students like us know by not asking them questions, by not asking them to go out in the community, do research. We almost cripple them.
It's more engaging than regular textbook learning. When you actually care about what you're learning, then you remember it in the long term.
Instead, inquiry-based learning enables students to be part of knowledge.
If they don't get a chance to practice asking questions, then how are they ever going to get free? They're going to think they need a classroom or a teacher or a structure their whole lives.
It's important that they understand the knowledge that's in that textbook, but I think it's also important that Appalachian students have an understanding as to how does new knowledge and how are new discoveries made? How did that knowledge get into the textbook to begin with? Maybe even it spurs them on to think about, you know what, maybe I can discover something, or maybe I can do a study or create this piece of work that nobody else has done yet.
Don't ask a question you know the answer to. Ask genuine questions and try to pursue an investigation of them with students.
If you want to get teachers to want to do this, they themselves have to be willing to do it. They have to be the inquiry experts. They have to just wonder about everything.
It's much safer for the teacher just to get up in front like an expert and spout a lot of facts and impress people with how smart they are. It's much harder to reveal your own ignorance in front of a group of people when you're supposed to be the expert.
Then I have to model ignorance and confusion. I can't just model knowing. I have to model exploring.
Imagine accurately what students are interested in so you can make suggestions, so you can kind of get them to think in a curious way. And yet still fulfill the requirements of the class.
Because it's just much more straightforward for all of us if I just tell you. And if that's all I do, it's deadly.
I may do quite a bit of talking in any one class. In another class, they may be working on their own in small groups.
You got to have the common universe that everybody's working in, so everybody's taking the same class. But then students have to somehow individualize it or instantiate it in reasonably unique ways.
You definitely leave frustrated because you know, the more you know, the more confused you are.
Like, accept that I'm learning in a different way now. Students also resist. A lot of students do want to be told. They like to come in and say they're visual learners. I now know what this means. It means put a PowerPoint on the slide and let me copy stuff down.
Students usually come into my class at first, on the first day, thinking that knowledge is all about me, the professor, pouring some knowledge into their heads. And later they, the students, will take an exam and prove to me that they've memorized it.
It's really easy for me to hear something, see an example, and retain that, and then be tested over it.
There's set traps for students, that kind of trap students, so they'll get wary. You're always looking for the teacher trap. People won't engage.
In an inquiry-based learning environment, the setup is completely different. It's about the students acting like scholars. It's about students creating knowledge. It's about empowering students so that they believe, no, not that they believe, that they understand that they can do what scholars do. They don't just have to absorb the opinions of other people.
It's just a lot more open-ended. It's just more fun in general, actually.
I really like the fact that it was more of a conversation instead of being talked at.
It's frustrating at times when you have other teachers that are still trying to do the, I guess, old school sense of education where they're trying to just be like, A, B, and C are on the test, and this is what you need to know, and then you understand the subject. And I've found myself more questioning.
There'll be benefits. If you do it, at the end of the semester, you'll discover you have capacity that you didn't know you had.
I would definitely say I've learned more in this class with inquiry-based learning because I'm forced to hold my knowledge like as my own and use it every day as opposed to just like the hour that I'm in my class. And I take it everywhere with me.
You need a well-rounded education to be, to integrate into society, but at the same time, you can't just memorize what the teacher tells you and be done with it because then you'll never integrate into society.
All of our knowledge is grounded in a desire, a deep desire to be in community with other people. That why do we develop knowledge anyway? I mean, like, I'm just talking about like over 10,000 years or something. Like, why does anybody care about anything? We care about it because we want to be in the world successfully with the people we love.
It applies to so much of my life. It's not just about academia, it's life.
It's life. Education is not preparations for life. Education is life itself. Now, let's do this. Find the learning potluck and sit together with him or her on the left or right side. We have two sets of chairs with two chairs over there. So in less than 5 minutes time, go. Please grab your learning potluck, a few of those. But if you're ready with your learning potluck, it's fine, you can sit there. If not, please move. Okay? If you do not have a learning potluck yet, please sit in front. I'm going to help you. Alright? On the left and on the right, I give you 5 minutes time to pair up, okay, with your learning potluck on the left and on the right. Okay, now, I hope you've already spent some time doing the watching of this free or at least one documentary. So today, before we move on to ethics, I want to let you know some basic information about the intellect. All right. So I think this is good enough. It's 2 minutes time. Now I hope you're already ready. You're already paired with your learning partner, right? Okay. So spend some time after watching the following episode. It's not more than 3 minutes, and then spend 3 minutes time talking with your learning partner, better with a piece of paper or with your iPad taking some notes, okay? The following video is very informational. It does not require you to remember or not, but it requires you to put into some thinking about what does it mean for it. You see the message? Here we go. Now you know something. You know something about the information age. Okay? Now put that into perspective of our discussions today. I give you 2 minutes, not more than 3 minutes. Immediately tell your learning partner what's your first impressions about the reading. Tell him or her. Just 2 minutes, okay? I'm doing the roll call at this point. Talk, all right? Halia, thank you. Claudia, not here yet. Ada, thank you. Andy, not here yet. Ryan, thank you. Jenny, thank you. Jackie, thank you. Wiper, thank you. Pansy Hong, thank you. And then Man Fong, are you here, Man Fong? Are you here? Okay. Beatrice, thank you. Fish, thank you. Angela, thank you. And then Erika, thank you. Wayan, thank you. Ruby, thank you. C, thank you. All right. And Elisa, thank you. Loka, thank you. Stephen, thank you. And then Terrence, thank you. Winnie, thank you. Wai Sing, thank you. Dixon, thank you. Winnie again, thank you. Gillian, thank you. Frank, thank you. Michelle, thank you. Annie, thank you. Lighting, thank you. Garke is not here yet. Ryan, thank you. And then Mo Chan Kwan, thank you. Kelvin, thank you. Baka, thank you. Hanson, thank you. Jessica, thank you. Zikian, thank you. And then Chanju, thank you. Iris, thank you very much. Anybody whose name is not called? All right. So talk about this. You have 1 more minute. Immediate impressions, okay? We want immediate impressions. You just watch this, all right? So we're going to move back to day number 5. Now, ethics. You put that into the context of your discussions. 1 minute. I hope I'll spend 1 more minute wrapping up your immediate impressions of this short video on information technology in the knowledge society. We start all the discussions of ethics by looking into what is entailed in ethics. Well, there's no such thing as right or wrong. Well, this sounds scary in ethics because we're talking about there's something that could be considered right or wrong in ethics, but it is not strictly under the jurisdictions of our local laws. So what about in the context of a company? Okay, let's try to see something on the companies. Okay, but before that, let's take a look at a real-life example, computer ethics with online privacy, all right? Because we are talking about information security and privacy. Let's see. Now keep on your observations.
Do you really have a private life online?
Are you going to upload that photo to the internet?
Sure.
You don't mind people seeing you like that?
Do you think I'm stupid? My pictures can only be seen by my friends on Fiesti.
How many friends do you have on Fiesti?
175.
Are there other people in the photo okay with the picture being uploaded?
Well, if just my buddies can see it, there's no problem. Besides, it was a party. If they let somebody take their picture, it can't be that big a deal. If you get your picture taken, it's to show it off, right?
Okay, but how well do you really know all of your online friends? How do you know you can trust them?
Well, I don't know all of them. Some are good friends, others are acquaintances. But I decide who makes the list.
Right, but any of those 175 people can copy a picture with a single keystroke and then do whatever they want to do with it.
Well, yeah. I guess so. But what would they do that for?
And if those friends share your picture with other people?
Nah, they wouldn't do that.
Have you asked them not to? Do they know that you don't want other people to see that picture? They might think it's just a perfectly normal picture and that you don't care who sees it.
Well, since you put it like that. But look, you're driving me crazy. You're paranoid. I already configured my privacy settings, and that's enough. What more do you want?
And if someone sneaks into your private zone?
Impossible. They need to steal my password. I haven't given it to anybody, and I made it difficult to guess, just in case. Besides, I update my antivirus software all the time to make sure Trojans that can steal them won't get through. You're telling me you're a pro.
And the other 175, are they also pros? They also do all those steps to make sure their information is secure.
No, but...
Your private space that no one can get into doesn't really sound that secure, does it?
In social networks, your online privacy can be affected by others. The privacy of others also depends on you.
Here we go. You got some ideas of what we are going to talk about in the context of information security and privacy. Example number 1, in the context of ethics. So you got some data now, which is very much relevant to your daily living, with your social network, with your photo sharing, with the way you think about using information, even though that information may not belong to you. So now spend 3 minutes time, up to the most 5 minutes time, up to 11 o'clock, discuss with your learning partner. Number 1, what is meant by ethics in the context of online privacy? What is meant by ethics in the context of online privacy? In other words, what do you think you should be doing to protect your privacy and also someone else's privacy online when you are using the internet? Okay? Ethics, it's something that has to do with the proper behavior that you should be doing in order to protect yourself and your friends who are using the internet online with your presence. Okay? 5 minutes. And after that, I'm going to invite some of you to share. Alright? You have at most 5 minutes time to talk about doing this discussion based on inquiry-based learning. Alright? Feel free to do that. It's your discussion time. You can walk around actually. Jot down some points. Make it your own story to tell. Okay? You do not need to tell a lot, but make the point relevant enough for your discussions. Yes? What can I do to help you? The question is very simple. When you talk about ethics, ethics means something that has to do with right or wrong. Okay? So when you're using the intellect, so in order to protect yourself in terms of privacy, and also the privacy of your friends, what you should be doing or what you should not be doing, and that you can call this my ethical stand. Okay? Just think about this. Use whatever example you can try out. Facebook, email, WeChat, WhatsApp. Do you have a learning partner? Yes, then we can join them for discussions. Right? You don't want to join? You need to have a team too. Alright? You have to come up with something. Personal experience. Have you ever uploaded a picture which you believe it's wonderful? It's suddenly discovered that you lost your privacy or something. It's okay. It's okay. You need help, right? To look for another learning partner. Okay? In case your learning partner has dropped this class and you were alone, okay? You can just come up here and let me know. I try to pair you up, alright? Or if you cannot do anything, I put you in another pair first, alright? So you declare yourself, I'm an orphan, I need to be home. Any home who can refer to me, alright? Well, you know, if you're talking about ethics, and ethics means it has something to do with right or wrong. So in the context of using the intellect, so what could be considered as right or wrong for you in order to protect your personal privacy or your friend's personal privacy. Yeah, just think about this. And in the context of thinking about this, you're doing your personal effort to understand this. Yes. Have anything, any experience? Have you ever lost something online? Have you ever used the internet to buy something? Yes. Do you experience anything wrong? Sometimes when I got a piece of wood from Tokyo, it's not as good as what I expected. So, and then, but you already give them the information. They have your information. How do you pay them? Credit card? Anything more safer than credit card? No. There's no PayPal inside China. PayPal said, I'm not going to do it inside China, not even in my country. A lot of people use PayPal. That means I put, say, $500 in PayPal. Whenever I want to buy something, it's paid through PayPal. The company will never know my information. They just know that I have an account there with that particular. You still have 1 minute, less than 1 minute. So I'm going to pass the microphone. All right? So you can tell us something of your own. Yes. Ryan. Could you tell us something of your personal ethical experience or standard, whatever it is, okay? That has to do with something like that. Yes. This is Ryan, okay? See. Can you say? All right. So use this microphone.
Thank you. Okay. My partner said that. My partner said that when your friends post the photos in the Facebook, you will have a good or share the photo. What will you do? And I said I will give a good.
Good. You
like it. But she said that when you like the photo, your friend will see you like the photo and see the photo. Okay. So I told, what should I do? He said, just ignore.
Ignore.
So I think she is always alone.
Okay, that's one way to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
But that we are going to lose the biggest enjoyment through the social network.
Yes.
Because it's supposed to be whatever I eat tonight, I take a picture and upload it, and would like to share with my friends. All right? Yeah. Thank you very much. Do you have something to tell us? Your personal experience to help protect yourself?
I always post the photo in the Facebook.
Okay.
But not very,
not many
just some
likes.
common photo.
Common photo.
I
Yes.
share the happiness with my friends.
Okay, that's
I think
good.
it is okay.
It's okay. That means it's not something that with a button open. All right, thank you. What about you? Okay, it's okay. Do you want to tell us something about your personal experience? Hey, handsome. Do you have any handsome experience?
No.
Have you ever sent your birthday photos online?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any bad experience? Someone is going to remap the photo for you?
No.
No.
People like it.
How many friends do you have in Facebook? Hundreds.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Less than 1,000 or more?
Yeah, less.
Less, okay. So how do you manage so many friends?
I don't always use Facebook.
Okay. So you use something else? QQ. How do you protect yourself in that case? Or your friends' privacy?
I don't always upload photos, actually.
So what else are you going to upload? Video?
No, I upload nothing.
Nothing, okay. But do you type messages? Do you use direct messages? No, okay. So what do you use to communicate with your friends? WhatsApp?
Phone call.
Phone call?
Yes.
Okay, alright. So can we smell the food using phone call?
No, I don't tell them things like that.
Oh, okay. You tell them much more seriously. So
yeah.
you are very secure persons.
Maybe.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. What do you think? Do you have anything to share with us?
My friend, have,
Yes.
she's
It's okay.
a girl.
Yes.
She go to travel and
Yes.
sleeping, and other people taking photo
Okay.
when she's sleeping.
Okay.
And
And they
upload
post.
in
Oh.
Facebook.
Okay.
She's very
Upset.
angry, yes,
Okay.
and talk the
Yeah.
upload people
Yes.
delete this
Delete.
photo.
Yeah,
Yes.
but is it deleted?
Maybe
Because
already delete, and I don't have other people will copy.
Because sometimes when you post something, it's there forever.
Yes.
No one knows where the image is. It's there forever. The intellect is permanent. Yeah. So that is an upset experience. Have you ever been photo and then upload your pictures online without your understanding?
Yes.
Really?
Just some important day or friend's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Just a common.
Oh, this is for good purposes, right? Not for bad purposes. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Do you have anything to share? Okay. Do you have anything to share? Your experience?
I have some friends that still use the Photoshop
Okay.
to
To pieces the photo together.
no. They use the Photoshop to mix their face
Oh,
filter,
okay.
and they upload to the Facebook.
Okay.
And some friends they will download they will save the photos
Yes.
and laugh at it because it's too strange.
Okay, it's a mischief, right?
Yes.
This is a trick on someone. Do you want to be tricked like this someday? No, we do not want that, okay? Very good. So what about you? Do you have any experience to share with us?
If any people post a picture and tag me,
Yes.
if I feel it's ugly, and I will delete it.
Okay. You mean in Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Have you ever experienced something like this? Someone go to your Facebook page and directly paste something there on your behalf, and you do not like it, right?
Yes.
And before you discover it, a lot of people have already watched it already. So that, have you ever experienced something like this? How can you prevent that? Lock up your Facebook page without allowing people to tag you?
Just change the protect setting.
Protect setting.
Yeah.
Now, this is something you can show us next time on Facebook. We'll be using your account. We try to text something on this thing, and you say no, no such thing. Thank you very much. Are you Ryan? No, Steve. Stephen. Okay. Do you have something to share with us? Okay. Do you have something to share with us? Are you from TL? Are you from Salesian School? No. Okay. So, do you have anything you can share with your friends in China? QQ? Yes. Is it a safe platform? Is it easy for us to put things over there in the QQ?
Yes.
So, have you ever experienced some tricks by people? It's okay. It's okay. You do not have anything to share. It's okay. Don't worry. You can pass the microphone.
I don't put the photo.
You don't put the photos. Do you use credit card online? Do you have a credit card?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever tried to buy something online using your credit card?
Yes.
So, is it within China or outside China?
China.
That means the merchant is within China, the shop is within China, right? Okay. Do they need you to key in the password of your credit card online?
Yes.
Okay. Is it safe to do that?
I think maybe.
Okay. Do you have a limit on your credit card to buy something? For example, in Macau, many banks issue
credit card for online transaction, they will ask you, what do you want to be your limit? And I always set below $5,000. That means the maximum cost in case I'm being hacked, I do not need to pay more than $5,000. And then I would prefer highly not to have my true name there, just have a number. That's an identification. Because we do not know how secure it is. Thank you, Bill. Do you have any experience like this? No, it's okay. It's okay, thank you. Do you want to share with us something of your personal experience in using sensitive personal information online? Yes. How do you exercise cautions not to be hacked or not to be stolen of your personal identity?
Don't ask someone that you don't know, and if you have some important information, not upload on the social network. Okay. And if you want to upload and set it into private or just only to your friend.
Okay. Have you ever tried Facebook in the past? It's not that easy to come to the privacy setting in Facebook. Now it's much easier. In the past, it's not that easy. They have everything default for you. Okay? So after doing a lot of complaining, thank you very much, we find out that today we can enhance our security. Do you use Apple's iPhone, right? Do you understand in using iPhone, Apple's was charged years ago because in the iPhone, there's a tracking software that Apple company can really know where you are with the specific hardware number of your iPhone, and then they use it as a big customer information. Or, funny speaking, one wife happened to know this feature and tracked her husband during a very interesting, sensitive issue, and they got divorced because her husband brought the iPhone with him while he's doing an affair with someone else. Okay. So what do you think? Nothing. All right. Now, anyway, I appreciate a lot of you. Do you want to say something? Yes.
And some of my friends went to concerts, and they took photos of the idols, and then they upload photos in Facebook, but somebody that they don't know stole their photos, such as pretending they took the photo. And then my friends got very angry and put the copyright on the photos.
But actually, is it okay for us to take photo of public figures and take it as our own?
If it is allowed to take photos in the concert.
So this is a very good incident. So taking photo away from someone else's repertoire and use it as your own, it's going to be a legal issue. I think it's very good. Now, ethics. Let's say, before we go, let's talk about 10 commandments in ethics. Watch, all right?
So in less than 3 minutes time, we want you through the 10 commandments in using computers, and these are also considered as computer ethics in today's internet era. Now this is just one version of it. It was produced by students after gathering some basic information on what we should do or what we should not do in the internet. And I firmly believe as we get into the Facebook stuff, perhaps next time, you should have another experience share so that we can understand more. Now, we do not have enough time today to talk about social responsibility, but we're going to come back to this on Thursday, particularly introducing to you the CSR concept. This is very important, corporate social responsibility. And please make sure that before you go home or before next class, read a little bit about before class activity so that you will have a pretty good understanding of what is expected of you in terms of reading, completing, okay? We have journals set up for you every week, and we expect you to put in something. And make sure if you want to start earning your classroom participation score, you come to the week number 2's Public Online Discussion Forum to sign up for your classroom sharing on Thursday, okay? We do not have time today, but we definitely allow 5 minutes at least for 1 or 2 or 3 of you to do sharing on what you can share with us in the past 2 weeks learning, including the topic of this week. Now, if you come to this, you should be able to see something like this. I have posted this call for students sign up for week number 3 sharing, day 5 and day 6. Now, we've gone through day 5, and when day 6 comes, I will single out 5 minutes here, okay? So you just need to sign up by responding to this thread. How do you respond to it? You can see this, and you just need to press reply, okay? When you press reply and say, I want to do a sharing of 2 minutes time on day number 6, okay? Whatever topic you want to share, you do not need to tell us beforehand. You can tell us on day number 6, okay? The sharing should best be accompanied by a simple PowerPoint, 1 to 2 to 3 slides of importance that will focus your sharing. Okay, you do not have a lot of time, between 1 to 3 minutes, all right? And in 5 minutes time, at those 3 students to share. Now, if your participation is more than what 5 minutes could allow, will enhance or increase the amount of time. It depends on how many responses we have. But make the best use of classroom participation, because starting from this week, I'm going to post at least 1 call per week, and you can sign up for your classroom participation and start earning your score, okay? All right, that's it for today. Thank you very much for coming. Until this Thursday, we'll see you, all right? If you have a question you want to ask me, you can stay and ask me up to 11:30. So that's it for today. CISG 113 Section 1, Information Security and Privacy, on September the 8th, 2014.